Hi, how's it? And welcome to the podcast about bridging global cultures, celebrating the good, the bad, growing together.
And milestones.
And milestones. Woohoo! Thank you for reminding me that. Welcome back. Welcome back. How are you feeling today? You're looking stunning in that colour. That is your colour.
Thank you very much. This is a car boot sale
Oh,
find.
it's so nice.
And this cost me £12.
Yeah,
Cashmere.
we love a car boot.
I've frozen it.
Did you freeze it?
Hand washed it.
How did you freeze it?
I put it in, I double bagged it. I double plastic bagged it and put it in the chest freezer for like 3 days. It was more like 4 days because I didn't feel like washing it yet.
Okay.
But yes, and I bought special wool wash.
Nice.
And hand washed it and then laid it out to dry nicely.
Jeez, I just literally chucked mine in the wash on wool.
I'm trying to make things last longer. That's my mission.
Fair enough.
So that's exactly what I did. How about you? How is life treating you?
I'm good. I'm also wearing a brand new jumper.
You look very cozy.
I love it. Yeah, I know.
It's so pretty.
It's like my personality. It's got a zebra on it. You know me, I love an animal print. This was thanks to you. I had a voucher from my birthday gift, so I bought this a couple of days ago. And
Absolutely love it.
I'm good. I am good. We are obviously in the best time of the year, so I have no complaints, to be honest. Toxic positivity.
As always.
As always.
Tell me about your highs, your lows, your rain freeze.
Okay. Low. So, the other day. So, one thing, and I mean, you know, people joke and they laugh. They call me Miss England because I love living here. I love most things about it, right? But one thing I will never, ever understand is the passive aggressiveness of people in this country. Let me tell you, no one...
What happened?
So I was at the gym, right? And there's obviously like a stand where they keep all the kettlebells and stuff. So a guy was like lying on the floor. He's doing a couple of core work. And the kettlebell was not on the stand, but it was on the floor right next to the stand. And I was like, oh, okay, somebody just didn't put it back. Cool. Yeah. So, you know, went there, picked up the kettle, grabbed it. Went to the other side of the gym, started doing what I needed to do. And there was a mirror in front of me. And the next minute, I see him. He stands, he gets up, he stands there and he looks at me. But I don't know if he can see me looking back at him. So I'm literally like staring at him, doing this exercise that I'm doing for a good, I would say 30 seconds to 1 minute. And I was like, oh, okay. So I've obviously got your kettlebell that you were going to use, but why don't you just come and speak to me?
Like, and also when you take it, maybe just be like, oh, sorry, I'm actually still using that.
100%. Okay. But like death stared at me for close to a minute. So I stopped. So he went back and he lay down. I stopped and I went and I said, excuse me, were you using, oh, no, I was, but don't worry. I said, no, you're okay. You can take it. Oh my goodness. And this is a man probably in his 60s, 70s, right?
Just deal with the situation.
You don't have to be so passive aggressive. Like, fucking hell. I was so annoyed with it. So that was my low. I was like, for fuck's sakes. Excuse my French. Rain-free Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is back. I know you didn't watch it, but I love it. Season 3. And let me tell you, the tea is piping hot. And I'm loving it. Just living rent-free because that's all I'm thinking about. I'm like, that is what I'm going to be doing later.
For the rest of the week,
For the rest of the week, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
I mean, of all the ones, I have watched a bit of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and it is good.
So
it's just so interesting as well.
It's interesting. The Mormons are fascinating for me. I love them.
Exactly.
I also just want to go to Utah because it looks stunning.
It does look beautiful.
It looks so beautiful. So yeah, that's living rent-free.
My favorite is when they show up in like the middle of a snowstorm in these killer high heels. Yeah. And I think to myself, this is not practical footwear for a snowstorm.
You know, but think of 100% agree. But can you imagine if you were being filmed? Like, you're not going to wear your
Uggs.
Your Uggs. Although they do wear their Uggs, you know. But yeah, it's just fascinating. Like the one woman, Michaela, she's like 20. No, she's 20. She's 24, and she's got like a 5-year-old and like a 3-year-old.
That's
like,
wild.
Babe, wild. But yes, it's very good. Tell me about yours.
Right. So my high was that I was invited to go for a walk with one of my friends.
Oh, I didn't invite you. You to go for a walk.
So I need to break it to you. I do have other friends.
Oh.
No. I went with my friend Cecilia.
Cecilia.
Exactly.
You're breaking my heart. I love Cecilia. She's cool.
Yeah, she's you've ticked her off. You're like, you can be friends.
Yeah,
with
you can be friends with her.
It's not like that at all.
It's not like that. I'm not that crazy.
So yeah, she invited me and we went to Paynes Hill Park.
Where's that?
And it's close to Leatherhead in Surrey.
Nice.
It was like a 30-minute drive from the house. It's not bad at all. It's a paid entry. And it's basically, the way that she sort of explained it to me is this person owned a whole bunch of land, and they were just mega wealthy, as many landowners are. And they were inspired by their travels. And so there are a whole bunch of installations all through this park that you can walk amongst, inspired by his travels. So, for example, every single bridge is done in a slightly different style.
Oh, wow. That's
so there's
amazing.
I think they're busy renovating like a Chinese like wood bridge. And then there's other ones where it's like a stone bridge or all sorts of different ones.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
And then there's like a circus tent kind of thing where there's a bench and you can go, it's on the top of the hill and you can look out at the view. And there's a crystal grotto. It's like a man-made grotto that you walk through, and it's like all these like stones that have been added. It's beautiful.
Dogs allowed?
Dogs are allowed, but they have to be on lead. So I didn't take Louis.
I was about to say, did you take Louis?
No, I have to just pull the whole way through.
Not going to be fun for.
And it's really beautiful and very peaceful and lovely
lovely
to walk through. So that was my high.
Nice.
My low is, I think it's just a general commentary about mental health, and recently I've had some insight into the impact of mental health on people and on communities and stuff like that. And I think I've stepped into a world that I didn't really understand. I knew it existed, but you know, when it's separate from you,
100%,
you don't,
out of sight, out of mind, right?
Exactly. And I've seen a different side to the social care system here in the UK, which is amazing actually. But also all the challenges and problems with it that like come along with a social care system. And so it's been a very interesting insight or step into that world, I suppose. But also just a reminder that people are going through things all the time 100%. That you have no idea about.
Absolutely. And I think it's good. It's a horrible situation to be in, but I also think for, like you've just said, you didn't really pay too much attention about it. Now, having had this experience that you've gone and are going through, it also kind of gives you, I think, a bit more empathy as well.
Definitely.
I think and also just how, I know we always say it, like how important mental health actually is. It could actually even be better than physical health. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, they're so interlinked as well. You know,
they're so totally interlinked, but you never know what people are going through.
No.
And it's actually just devastating, like the impact of mental health and not taking care of your mental health and not talking about things.
Yes.
Generationally, there are so many generations that still to this day don't believe in talking about things.
Exactly. And don't believe that a lot of, depression and whatever it might be exists. So it's all in your head.
Absolutely.
When it's, yes, it is all in your head, but it's
a disease.
It's a disease. You need something to be treated as you would treat something that is wrong with a person's body.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. So that's my low. And then my rent free is sort of linked to that, but it's all about, like, I've been thinking a lot about our brains and a little bit inspired by Traitors, I think.
Yeah.
And what I absolutely loved about Traitors, the series Traitors, is it's a bit of like an insight, almost like you're watching a zoo.
Yeah. Like a fly on the wall.
A fly on the wall, exactly, of how people interact and the way that their brains think and everything. And what really stood out to me is how bad people's memories are. And because we are obviously watching it, and I know it's edited, but and spliced and diced and stuff to make it seem like people say certain things when they don't necessarily in that context, whatever it may be. But it's watching them interact in the same interaction. One person walks away and said, this person did this, or this person said this.
Yes.
Another person walks away and said, I didn't say that. And then actually neither of them are correct.
Somebody else actually said it.
Exactly. Or there's the truth of what was actually said. And it's just really interesting how our brains are very bad at remembering things.
But I also think you remember what you want to remember.
Exactly. And you also construct things based on your emotions.
You 100% construct conversations. It's so weird you say that, because I've had a recent experience where I constructed something in my head And I was like, that actually didn't happen. Do you know what I mean?
You have to check yourself sometimes.
You sometimes got to like check yourself. You're like, whoa. But the brain is it's fascinating, but it's also quite scary.
Yeah, exactly.
I promise you this has not become a Stephen Bartlett. That meme, it was hilarious. It's like,
I'll repost the meme.
Please
on
repost the meme. It's so funny.
It's
It's
so
like,
good.
people that drink water will die. I've been really wanting to talk about him. Fade out black. I need to actually just unfollow him, honestly.
It's so good. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So yeah, that's what's been living rent free. And I think talking about memories, we've spoken about it before, but like, for example, the fact that I have blanked out going to Taylor Swift, or even Blaine and I were chatting about it the other day, the Rugby World Cup final was too big an event for our brains to like construct and deal with, that we just it's all blur.
Like, it's all blur. Yeah,
so bizarre.
You can't like
so
pinpoint.
I think just a note to everyone, our brains are like so good but so bad at the same time.
I think memory exercises are good.
Yes,
like,
we need to do some memory exercises.
Look, I will admit to you, I've got a pretty good memory. Like, I remember
like an elephant.
shit. I am like a bit of an elephant. Like, I remember everything, which good or bad, but like, I'll remember stuff. I'll call you out on that stuff from like 7 years ago. So this
trip down memory lane
today. I mean, and what's so funny, when you're just talking about brains, we had to really jog our brains to go, because you forget how many episodes we've actually done. Like, we've been doing this for 7-8 months, and
we've spoken about so many things,
so many hard-hitting topics. And this is going to be our second last episode of the year. We have got another really exciting guest coming up for you guys next week, so we wanted to round it off and just, I think touch base is probably a good way on certain topics we really enjoyed speaking about, and just to find out where our views are.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's...
And it literally is a bit of a wrap-up.
It's just a bit of a wrap-up.
Let's reflect on this last year of doing this.
Do you remember the first one where we had to introduce ourselves?
Yes. I feel like we need to reintroduce ourselves.
We probably do. We need to reintroduce ourselves. But I remember the first time that we actually put this on. It was so awkward.
It was so awkward.
Oh my gosh. It was like, what are we doing? And there are sometimes, I don't know about you, there are sometimes where I say things and I'm like, oof, should I have said that? But you know what? It's all about being in the name of vulnerability.
Exactly.
Whatever. We're putting it out there.
Yes.
And yeah, if you want to, you like it. You like it. If you don't, that's also okay.
Exactly.
No one has to love anything. No one has to love everything. Right. So we start with skinny culture.
Yes.
How body positive are you feeling at the moment? What do you think's happening? Are we still seeing the skinny girl revolution? Do you think that's still very much prevalent today?
1,000%. I think it's even more than it was. I think it's even 6, 7, 8 months ago when we had this conversation, because I think it's one of the first conversations that we had. How body positive? Not very body positive. Going to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
And I think it's a reflection of what we're living in right now, and the fact that skinny, we said it then and it's certainly still true now, skinny is back. Absolutely. How about you?
I feel exactly the same. So much so is actually last night I was like really considering. I was like, should I go on Ozempic? And
it's like, wild that we're even having these thoughts.
Wild that we're actually even thinking about this, and it's such a catch-22. Body positivity for me is it's been something I've like struggled with my entire life, right? From I was teased in school. I think I've told you how much I was teased in school and stuff growing up, and I go through these stages. I go through waves, right, where I'm like feeling confident, feeling good, but then I will maybe see somebody that I went to school with, or maybe see somebody I haven't seen in a while and they've lost a lot of weight, and I'm like, okay, I'm so jealous of their weight they're losing. I need to lose weight. I need to lose weight now, and then that knocks me back. And then you've got Instagram. That's literally how I started thinking about it, because you can just order Ozempic with a doctor's note, but you can order it. You just order online. It's called Juniper app, and these women are like, oh, we've lost so much weight with the Juniper app, and I'm like, oh, I was like, okay, well, how much actually is it a month? Like, oh, I need to take it for too long. Or as an example, I got sent a photo yesterday by somebody of about 4 years ago where I'd lost a lot of weight, because when we first moved out, I lost a lot of weight, and everyone was like, oh, Cara's looking so lovely, oh, England's the best thing. And I've put not all of it on, but I've put big chunk of that stuff back on, throughout the years. And then I saw a photo of myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I was actually quite small then, So
yeah, it's always trying to make ourselves smaller, right?
Always trying to make ourselves smaller. So I'd say mine is, I'm trying really hard to like be in this positive mindset, but it's not great at the moment. But then there's also days where I'm just like, fuck it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I'm wasting so much brain space.
So much
oh my
brain
goodness.
space.
The amount of brain space I'm wasting, constantly beating myself up about who I am and the way I look
and what I look
stuff.
like, and
it's ridiculous.
comparing myself to other people who have lost weight, and it's like, oh, if they're losing weight, I should be losing weight, you know? Yeah, it's we need to try stop doing it.
Exactly.
But
I mean, it's easier said than done, and I think this is just a moment to remember that we're not the only ones feeling like this.
Yeah.
And it's, I think, very normal in the society that we live in
Totally.
feel this way.
We need to try and block out the noise.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh, we don't know. We'll let you know. We'll let you know.
How about the wellness industry?
Ooh.
Have any of your views changed? You know, maybe about forest bathing? I don't know.
Let me tell you, I'm all in for forest bathing. I am in for the forest bathing. Give me a forest bath any day. I mean, when we went to the girls' weekend, we were like in the forest. I was so calm. I felt centered. Yes, there was a lot of wine involved, but the time we were forest bathing, we weren't doing that. So I am in for forest bathing. I'm in.
Did you enjoy when we picked a color and looked for the color as we were walking? It's very meditative, isn't it?
It's so meditative. Yes, we chose like a red or an orange or a yellow
or
like gold, and then you had to like walk and you had to pick out the color. No, I loved it. Do I still think that life coaches don't exist? Yes, they don't exist. What did I see the other day? I saw something on TV and it was like, oh, okay, my memory's bad, but it was like they were introducing.
You just said your memory was really good.
Shh! Don't remind the people. Don't remind our listeners. No, it was something to do. There was something to do about like life coaches, and I was just like, bro, they don't exist.
It's not a real thing.
It is not a real thing. You cannot study to be a life coach. Okay, what are you coaching? So no, the wellness industry for me, forest bathing in.
Yes.
We love a sauna as well.
I do love a sauna.
We love a sauna and a cold plunge.
Yeah.
That is life changing. I feel like it also does stuff to my skin.
The sauna definitely, right?
Like,
and the steam room as well.
Love the sauna. So I'm totally in for that. Yeah. Wellness industry, we're okay.
We're okay.
We're okay. We're okay.
I think something I'm struggling with is, I think I said it then, but it's just something more recent that I've noticed, is the whole misinformation and lack of like scientific insight into some of this stuff, and also just how overwhelming it is. So for example, there's been a lot of talk recently about fragrances and having in any of your products, when you see a parfum, PARFUM, it's in like a lot of ingredients, from your cleaning products to your perfumes to your shampoos, conditioners, your Dove bath soap, all of that. And apparently it's not really regulated what's in that. And so technically they can put whatever they really want and label it underneath that. Yeah. But then I'm like, but how bad is it really? So, exactly. You know, some people are saying, well, it's a carcinogen and we're all going to die from this. And it's the reason why people have fertility issues and getting cancer and getting Alzheimer's and everything. But then on the other hand, I'm like, okay, but do we have scientific backing for all of this yet?
We probably don't. And also,
I don't know the answer. I don't, because I feel like, again, you need to get brain space to even try and figure this out. You can't just believe everything you see online and then be like, oh, I need to get rid of all of this. It's not very practical to get rid of every single item in your home. It's very privileged as well.
No, I mean, to be able to afford that. And so something just about the wellness industry, what I have noticed, so a really good friend of mine, Ruth, I'm like blown away about how she has totally transformed her daughter has life in terms of trying to use eco-friendly, trying to be a bit more natural. You know, it's amazing what she's done, and it's been a journey for her, right? But it's very inspiring. I mean, you would be very inspired by this. But something that I've noticed, we were talking about, she was like, she changed their kind of their washing liquid. So not fairy, like their laundry soap.
Yes, yeah.
To be natural is flippin' expensive.
It's expensive.
So expensive.
And a lot of the products are not as what we deem as effective, right?
They're relatively effective, but I just look at the cost and I'm like, how, you're comparing, like, take aerial pods as an example, that's going to cost you 23p a wash, right? In comparison to like £1.50. You're like,
literally.
How are people supposed to afford that? So we know it's good for the environment. We want to change, but it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that the wellness industry needs to become more accessible.
Yes.
To less privileged people.
Yeah.
That's what I will say.
100%.
Toxic friendships. I don't know why I did that as a sing-song. Looking back at kind of your friendships this year, have any of your friendships developed? Were there any boundaries you've had to put in place?
I don't know maybe about boundaries necessarily, but obviously friendships do evolve over time. And I think what's been really helpful is being open and honest about friendships.
Yeah,
and
totally.
The fact that friendships can be very fluid, and our roles in those friendships do change, and it's not a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a different way of having a friendship, depending on how your life is at that particular time.
Absolutely. And I think you might find that especially when you're in a group of friends, you might find that you need more from your friends.
Yes.
And it's okay to actually have that conversation and ask for it.
Exactly.
I think one thing about friendships is that we can all sit back and we can say, oh, well, we can be honest with our mates. Can you? I think one thing that this year's taught me is it's okay to ask for if you need more, if you need less. It's
what
okay,
you need.
And I think it's healthy. I think it's healthy to have those types of check-ins with your friends. As you would have check-ins with your partners, it's good to have check-ins with your friends as well.
Yes, I agree. And just also going back to, you don't always know what people are going through 100%. And stuff like that. It's those check-ins that sometimes give you the opportunity to either express yourself or let your friends express themselves in something that they maybe have been dealing with on their own and haven't been ready to share with you in that yet.
Absolutely. Boundaries, I must admit, so I've been working on putting on boundaries, and I'm very proud to say that the boundaries that I've put in, I have stuck to.
Good. Well
and
done.
I've stuck to, and it's so interesting because I don't know if you remember the boundary episode. It was like, how do you tell people? Do you tell people you are putting in a boundary? How are they going to perceive it? But I think what happens when you do put in a healthy boundary, a reasonable healthy boundary, you don't have to say anything, and that's what happened. And it's just the boundary's there, and people are okay, cool. They're pretty open to it, you know, and they respect that boundary, which I think is great. So I'm really proud of my boundaries.
Well done. It's been a big year for you for boundaries, so
Yay.
very, very proud of you.
Thank you so much.
We also had a very exciting first guest episode about feminism.
Melissa, we will bring her back.
She's a good laugh.
She's a good laugh. She's coming back next year. We just have to think of a topic. She'll be back. She was good. Gave us a lot of views.
Yeah, exactly.
Gave us a lot of views.
Anything that's changed or evolved about your views on feminism?
So feminism is such an interesting topic for me. I'm still, and I think I've said this to you, I'm still quite new into my feminism journey and understanding it, and really, I guess, trying to ingrain it into my life. I think I always have been a feminist because, I believe in equality. But I think something that I've been on this year is becoming a bit more vocal in terms of my thoughts, and actually just not taking certain conversations or certain comments just for face value, actually challenging those. So trying to challenge things a bit more. So, which has been uncomfortable, but also challenging, but also really good. So a friend of mine, we were talking about feminism as you do on a Wednesday afternoon, and she was saying to me, she's like, I'm not a feminist. She's like, I'm not a feminist. I fully believe that men and women are different. We have roles. Taking some of the more vocal, controversial men that we have around, your Andrew Tate, your Charlie Kirks, etc., what they're saying, they're maybe not saying things in the right way, but it's coming from a place of men and women have different roles, right? Hunter-gatherers, farmers, etc. And I thought to myself, I was like, that is a very, very interesting stance to have. I would be lying if I said I completely disagree with it, but I'd be lying if I said if I completely agreed with it.
Agree with it.
I'm kind of in the middle. I think for me, growing up, and I think I did mention this when we discussed feminism, I was always very much, I grew up in a household where the dad, the male took care of the female of the family. So that's what I've always thought
seen modeled.
That's what I've kind of always modeled. But as the further I'm going into this journey, I don't know if I fully believe that anymore. You know, I'm just as capable of taking care of my small family, and why should that have to be on John's back?
Exactly.
I think there is still a very negative connotation about feminism. I don't think a lot of men understand what feminism is. I do think men are very open to hearing what it is, and I think they're very open to having those discussions. Another example, I don't know if anyone's been watching UK Maths, so you've got a very, very interesting pair up, right? So you've got Grace is a midwife, and she is like feminist, wears that badge of honor,
proudly,
very, very proud. She almost, to a certain degree, is almost like, I think she feels she was almost like put on the earth to fix the men.
Okay.
To kind of like fix them, right? She's paired up with Ashley. Ashley he's Welsh. She comes from a pretty loaded family. They've got like a shipping business.
Oh, wow.
He, traditional values, lives on a farm, etc. And I'll never forget, at the wedding, so at the literal wedding, so they get married. Grace is freaking out. She's like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe I'm doing this sort of thing. And he generally seems like the nicest man. He seems very nice, but obviously we know it's a TV show, it gets edited. So he's sitting down with her group of mates, and they're like, so are you a feminist? And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, what?
Ooh.
But all it took for them was to
Have a
explain.
conversation.
Just explain to him, this is what feminism is. And he's like, oh no. He's like, oh yeah, totally.
Well, this is the thing. What is the question of feminism is, do you believe that women should have equal rights to men?
Exactly. And he's like,
yes.
oh yes. He's like,
well, then you're
totally.
a feminist.
But then subsequently what's been happening is they've been having these conversations. He's like, no, he's like, I want to take care. He's like, I will want to take care of my family. And she's like, no, like, I don't want that. And it's like really it's like caused a lot of friction
Between them.
Like he'll say something, he'll like say to her something along the lines of, oh, like, why don't we go get your nails done? Why didn't we go get your nails done? From his side, he's like, well, I'm trying to do something nice. I've just thought, let's go. And she's like, oh, so you're looking at my nails and you're telling me I need to go. Do you know what I mean?
So there's just a bit of a miscommunication between them.
There's such a fine line because her feminism and her views are being put on display, you know. I don't know if that's very relevant, but I think it's so interesting. It's just very interesting because she's almost like trying to fix you're not going to remove some people, you're not going to be able to remove that idea of the patriarchy and the man is, yes, we say we're equal, but we're not.
No, and we're not. And I think that's why feminism is so important, is because we, in terms of rights to things. So like, for example, last night we were Googling something and so up until 1983, if you were born to a British mother and a non-British father, you couldn't become British by birth because they had no right to transfer their citizenship.
That's wild.
To their children. So it had to come from the father. Yeah. And that was recent. That's 1983.
1983. That's like 20 years ago.
Exactly.
20,
so,
no,
well,
longer.
40. Because also we forget that the millennium happened.
True. What? 2000s?
But going back to what your friend has said, and I think we do need to tread very carefully when we say that we believe men and women have different roles, and then we defend the likes of Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
So if Andrew Tate was simply saying, yes, women should do X, Y, and Z, and men should do X, Y, and Z.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah. What Andrew Tate is spreading is complete vitriol about women and the fact that women are just there to please men. Yeah. And I'm being polite in the way that I'm speaking about Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
The stuff that he says is
it's horrific.
Disgusting.
It's absolutely horrific. I completely agree with you. I think you do need to be careful, but it's an interesting point of view.
Yes, it certainly
I think it's a controversial point of view as well.
It's controversial. It's very controversial, and I think also it's very simple to say something like that.
Totally.
And say, well, women do have certain roles and men do have certain roles, but we also need to remember that we are conditioned and brought up
Yeah.
to have limits as women.
Absolutely. We've always been...
It's literally the moment that a boy is far more likely to get mechanical sort of motor skill toys versus a girl who's often given a baby. And that's obviously changed a lot now.
Yeah.
But it's literally
We're conditioned.
ingrained from the start.
And that's why I think it is such an interesting, difficult topic, which we probably will need to revisit.
We'll continue to revisit.
We'll bring Mel back on, don't you worry. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Controversial opinions?
We had so many.
I
still have many.
I still don't like bacon. Soz.
I still believe Dove is great for everything. But now it's got perfume in it, and now I don't know what to do.
What are you going to do? Okay, you mentioned something earlier to me, something about fast fashion. Your controversial...
Yes. So I've actually been thinking a lot about it, and I had a lovely conversation with our friend Alex, who works in the fashion industry. And we were talking about the fact that the truth of the matter when it comes to clothing is that from a sustainability perspective, there actually is nothing good about the clothes that we wear.
Oh. Here's us going to car boot sale, buying on Vinted.
I think no. To be fair, that is fine. She's probably going to listen to this and be like, I didn't say that. But no, she did not say that. Basically, what we were talking about is the fact that there's fast fashion and there's slow fashion.
Yeah.
And basically, anytime you're producing something that does not exist already, you are contributing to the problem. Right?
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
But there's also a lot of nuance to it. And I think I might have mentioned this a little bit about the democratization of fashion through fast fashion, and the fact that people that have never really been able to access these things in the past can now access them because of the lower price points. But from a environment, I don't even want to use the word sustainable. From an environmental perspective, all fashion is bad. Yeah. Other than buying secondhand, basically. Okay. But the truth is, you need things to be produced for the secondhand market and all of that sort of thing. I think we need to be as conscious as we can about just the stuff.
I think just buying. I think like consumerism. Like I think that is is a big thing, and I really try not to get peer pressure or like trapped into buying new things. It's so difficult because once again it's so ingrained in us, right?
Exactly. I think going back to what I'd originally said was, I think my stance was, there's no defense for buying anything from Shein, and I still sort of stand by that.
I'm just telling you a story about Shein. South Africans, we're looking at you guys, eh? No, I'm joking.
It costs a lot now because now they have to import duties on it.
Yeah.
But it's not even the clothes themselves. I mean, the clothes are an issue, just the amount, the sheer amount. Yeah. It's all the other crap that people are buying from the likes of Temu and Shein and stuff like that. Because it's cheap doesn't mean we need it.
So let me tell you, you have hit, I promise you, the amount of things I've bought because it's cheap. The amount of shit and the amount of stuff that I've chucked away. But
then you also care about it less.
Exactly.
So you're like, oh, it's cheap. I can go get another one if I need it. I'm just going to throw it away.
I honestly, that was like a big thing for me. I mean, remember we've spoken about stuff, you buy things, always got things. Like when we went to the car boot sale, there were loads of stuff there, but the amount of things I could have bought, but I literally look at something, I'm like, where am I going to put this?
Yeah, that is the question.
I do not have a place to put it. We're putting it down. You don't need it. You don't need an extra mirror. You don't need another set of bar towels. Okay, the bar towels, you know what I mean? Like, chuck them away, get new, but you don't need these copious amounts of things.
100%.
Consumerism is a big thing. So, talking about Temu and Shein. So, my mom's obviously coming in December and she gets really cold. So, they were buying, what are those things called?
Like long johns kind of thing.
Long johns.
Long johns.
Temu. She's like Temu. They arrived. She's like, I'm never buying from Temu again. She's like, they are huge. They're massive. And the other piece who saw, I said, I told you. I was like, why don't buy stuff from Temu?
Yeah. So I think the environmental thing is obviously a big thing. My biggest piece of advice is just go to your cupboard. You've probably got it already.
Well, that is so true. And I've started doing that a bit more. It's like looking what I have. How can I dress it differently? You don't need 25 white t-shirts. I don't need it.
But we're not perfect.
We're not
We're
perfect.
all still
We're not
navigating
perfect.
this
We're
world.
trying. Says me that's wearing a brand new jumper.
Very pretty.
That is really nice. Though.
Because we're not perfect.
Yeah.
And also, it's a very pretty jumper.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Anything else you'd like to make? Any other things, any other topics that we've discussed that really like stick into your mind? Vulnerability. How are we doing with our vulnerability? We're getting there. We're getting there. Work in progress.
Brene Brown. Is it Brene Brown?
Brene Brown.
Yeah, she's probably not going to be happy with us.
No, but I have taken some of her. I have taken some of her advice.
Yeah.
Not maybe as much as I should, but I have a little bit.
How about you?
One episode that really sticks in my mind is when we spoke about South Africa versus UK the first time.
Like
the soggy chips, the chips at the braai that have sat there with the cheese
with
and
the
onion.
condensation.
With the condensation and the dip. The dip's got like remnants of like tomato chip spice flavor. Oh, it's random, but Lay's are bringing out tomato sauce. Walkers are bringing out tomato sauce flavor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I know Blaine loves
Crinkle cut though.
not crinkle cut, to be Lay's.
Yeah.
But no, that to me is still like a highlight because I could not stop laughing because it was like in my memory. But yes, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It's been so much fun. There's loads more to come next year.
Yes, we've got lots of things to talk about. We've got a couple more episodes to go until the end of the year, and then we're going to go on a little break.
Christmas break,
holiday break, and then we'll be back next year.
We will, but it's going to be different because you're going to be in South Africa.
Exactly.
So you're not going to be in the lounge.
No.
We don't know how we're going to do this.
We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure this out.
Yeah, I love how you're like, I'm like, but how are we going to figure this out?
How are we going to figure this out? Guys, please follow, like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you at Wind Down Fridays.
See you at Wind Down Fridays. Bye.